Hi friends, my name is Kayla Rain, and today I'm doing my monthly recommendations for the month of July, where we are recommending our auto-read authors. So Monthly Recommendations is a group that I started with my good friend Trina over Between Chapters. I know it's been a couple of months since I've actually contributed. I was just taking a very long but very needed break from BookTube and just like online bookish stuff in general, but I was reading a lot and I was just really enjoying life. So I'm not mad about it, but I'm sad that I haven't been able to talk to you guys. But I will leave links in the down bar below for you to check out our Goodreads page so you can see what our upcoming topics are. Sometimes we have group votes, and it's just overall a great place to discuss like our favorite things and books that we'd like to recommend to other people. I would also like to spotlight a contributor. I have just been loving her videos in general, but I really like her monthly Recs videos. She's only done 2 so far, but they're still really good and I've enjoyed them, and that's Amy over at Amy Reads. She is just so sweet. Her videos are so fun, and her Instagram is really awesome because her cat's June and I forgot the other one's name, but they're cute and sometimes they make appearances on her stories and it's fun and you should follow her. So I'll leave a link for her channel in the down bar below and you can go check her out. She's super fun. You won't regret it. Anyway, without further ado, I would like to get into my auto read authors. Starting with Libba Bray. I have a long history with Libba Bray. I love her books, and I will say that the Gemma Doyle trilogy for me is a problematic fave because unfortunately reading it now as an adult and having other reviewers point out some of the issues within it, not great fat representation. And two of the characters identify on the queer spectrum and they are hidden until the end of the book and it's not revealed. So problematic things for sure. But when I read this in high school, it was one of my absolute favorite trilogies. I was obsessed with Gemma Doyle, and to this day it's still one of my problematic faves. Not to say I'm not going to point out or have any criticism of it, but I still have some like attachments and I love it. It's like, I don't want to go as far to say it's my Twilight because I think it's better than Twilight, but for a little example, I have been loving her new stuff as well. I started The Diviners, which I've been putting off for a while because I've just been so nervous because I've heard it's scary, and it is a little creepy crawly, but it's very manageable and I'm a big scaredy cat, so I say this now, but I'm only halfway through, so who knows where it's gonna go. But Libba Bray, definitely an author that I will read pretty much anything she puts out. I will retroactively go back and read some of her other books that I've missed, but when she says she has a book coming out, I get excited and I will either put it on my TBR or read it immediately. So Libba Bray, first one up. Next I have Victoria Schwab, and she is actually an author who I have also bought almost all of her books because I love her writing that much. I was introduced to her writing, I believe, with A Darker Shade of Magic, so I was kind of like late on the fangirl train, but I have loved almost everything she's put out. I think it's really quality work, and I love the genres that she reaches into. So she has a little bit of paranormal, a little bit of sci-fi, a little bit of fantasy, and I think she's even done some contemporary that I haven't read yet, but it's something I plan on reading because she's just an author who I just want to consume all of her work. Like, I want it all, I want to own it all, I want to read it all, and I want to talk about it all the time. Next I have Jessica Spotswood, and she wrote the Cahill Witch Chronicles, and she's also written a contemporary, and she has been curating some short story collections that are fantastic. And right now she's doing, I think, like a one that has like some witchy vibes, which I'm super into. I freaking love Jessica Spotswood. Her writing is so beautiful. It's like every word is so carefully selected, and she writes emotions so well, and her kissing scenes. I am not even super into kissing scenes, but there's something about the way that Jessica Spotswood writes them. It's so swoony, so beautiful, and it's just ridiculously romantic, and I love it so much. Next is Angie Thomas, and she wrote The Hate U Give. That was her debut novel, and she hasn't written another book, but I loved that so much that I am going to read everything she writes from here on out because The Hate U Give was so incredible. just so amazing, and a debut. Like, come on guys, that book was a debut, and it was that amazing and perfect, like literally perfect. I have no criticisms of that novel, and I really want to read her next book, and I'm really excited because she talks about it on Twitter sometimes, and I'm super pumped to read it because I think it's going to be amazing. And finally, last but definitely not least, is Becky Alberti. She has written 2 books, Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda and The Upside of Unrequited. I've read both of them. I've loved both of them. And Becky Alberti gets it. Like, she just gets what it's like to be a semi-awkward teenager who's super into fandom, but still completely okay with themselves. Like, obviously there are moments of like self-doubt, but like generally her characters just love themselves, love their friends, love their family. She just gets it. Like, I just love how she writes her characters so realistically. They're so relatable, and her storylines are so funny and cute. Like, they're amazing, and I can't wait to read her next novel, which I think is going to focus on Leah, and I'm really pumped for that. Anyway, that has been it for today's video. I was really looking forward to this topic. I love talking about my auto-read authors, and I would love to know who your auto-read author is, so if you could leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know, I'd love to discuss that with you. I will leave links in the down bar below for our Goodreads site, as well as my other social media sites such as Instagram, Twitter, and Goodreads, and y'all should totally check them out. As always, thank you so much for watching. Stay weird.